meron din syempre nung mga hindi susuporta dun sa pagkapanalo mo. Ang nakakalungkot, some of them are personalities talaga. Some of
Yeah.
them, may mga pangalan talaga. And I'm sure nakarating naman sa'yo.
For lack of a better term, parang it's expected. It's very inevitable. Kasi you have fans coming in, they're supporting different bets. And when their bets don't win, they'll have a negative reaction. So for me, how does it affect me? It doesn't. I don't give anyone, especially those that don't know me, the right to affect who I am or who I believe I am.
Sa aming mga ordinaryong tao,
Ay, grabe naman.
kung paano maging confident. Kasi grabe, ikaw na siguro yung yung epitome of confidence ngayon.
Thank you. You know, Sir Nelson, I've been through a lot of failures in my life. I've been through a lot of struggles, especially this past year. But confidence is built through experience. It's through acknowledging that you are not perfect. So every day, I don't waste time fostering things that make me feel weak, but I'm always building towards becoming better every single day. I'm always putting my efforts to good use. And because I put in the work, it'll show in the output as well.
Michelle, first of all, congratulations! Napabalikwas talaga ako nung gabing yun. Talaga, we were talking about it for quite a long time now at sabi mo, I'll manifest it, I'll claim it. At sabi ko sa'yo, wag ka nang sumali kung magda-doubt ka sa sarili mo.
Yes,
Pero sabi
yes.
mo, no, this time I will not doubt myself. Grabe, congratulations.
Sir Nelson, you're one of the first people na I confided in na baka sumali ako. And ako sure. Pero, ito tayo. I finally got the crown. I'm so happy. I'm still on cloud 9. So I haven't really gotten the chance to kind of sit still with my thoughts and just allow things to sink in. Pero ultimately, I'm wearing the crown on my head.
Oo, kasi for sure, first time mo lang nasubukan talagang isuot yung crown na yon.
Yes, and kasi malas yun especially if it's somebody else's crown, somebody else's sash. You don't want to jinx it. Kaya may superstition na ganun between beauty queens that you don't want to try anything on unless it's yours. Actually, I don't know if nahalata mo pero I was so calm on stage.
You were. Actually, napansin ko.
Of course, the pressure was high, but I didn't feel any pressure coming out. Every time I had to go out and do my rampa, do my Q&A, I was just as calm as anyone could be. Yung parang akala mo, alam mo, you could foresee every step. Wala akong pawis, wala akong kaba. I was just having so much fun. And I think that's a product of divine intervention. I prayed so hard, umaga pa lang. And I know that I gave 300% of my efforts for this whole competition. Naman na I was taping I was taping a different movie. I was running on 1 to 2 hours of sleep, and I never missed a day except for the day that I had to go through emergency operation.
Yun na
And
nga.
despite all of that, the next day I still showed up. I knew I was on a mission. I didn't let any doubts, hinder me from really achieving my ultimate goal, which was to win Miss Universe Philippines. Kaya I think it was just the power of prayer, the power of divine intervention, and so many of my friends prayed for me also. So I don't know, I just felt so calm.
Pero ano ba yung nasa isip mo na parang ang kalma-kalma nitong babaeng ito?
Grabe nga po talaga. As in, of course, you never celebrate until the crown is on your head. So, if nakita niyo akong pumipikit at humihinga ng malalim, I really didn't know. Because anything can happen. Especially, I know the feeling of your city not being called. So again, anything can happen. There's no room for complacency. But yet, throughout my performance, I really felt that nothing could sway me, nothing could distract me. The chaos backstage, of course, it's inevitable. Production staff saying, "Hey, 5 minutes, out." Wala. I was like, you know what? I'm aware of the time. I'm aware what time the show starts. I was just in my own bubble talaga. And I was just
Kasi,
being guided to...
if I am going to compare this dun sa time na yung huling sali mo sa Miss Universe Philippines, doon talaga tensyonado ka talaga. I mean, your mom did not show up. Kasi nakalimutan niya yung ticket niya sa bahay, so she had to go back for it. Alam mo
Yes.
yun, na parang doon
My
talagang
fans weren't there until
exactly.
after. It was just so many things happening outside of my competition that really distracted me. And my fault was I let them distract me.
Mhm.
Versus I'm so self-aware of my faults and the fact that Celeste was the most deserving last year, that this year I was like, you know what? Whatever happened last year, whatever happened in my previous pageant as well, hindi ko hahayaan na mangyari ngayon. Like, I
Mhm.
want a flawless performance. And hopefully,
Mhm.
I know we really can achieve anything we set our minds to as long as you put in the work and you don't take no for an answer.
Alam mo, interested din ako to know, Michelle, ano, what makes you feel confident? Do you have any advice sa aming mga ano, no, sa aming mga ordinaryong tao
Ay,
kung
grabe
paano
naman.
kung paano maging confident? Kasi grabe, ikaw na siguro yung ano, yung epitome of confidence ngayon.
Thank you. You know, Sir Nelson, I've been through a lot of failures in my life. I've been through a lot of struggles, especially this past year. But confidence is built through experience, it's through acknowledging that you are not perfect. So every day, I don't waste time fostering things that make me feel weak. But I'm always building towards becoming better every single day. I'm always putting my efforts to good use. And because I put in the work, it'll show in the output as well. And ultimately, that's what builds confidence is knowing that you put in the work and
Hmm.
hoping that people see through that. So I've always been a hard worker, alam mo yan. I've always been a go-getter. But once upon a time, I was an insecure little girl.
You
And
were?
I was, of course. Especially when I was starting out in my career. But through experience, it really built my confidence.
Oh, kinikwento mo sa akin kasi dati, at saka even your mom would tell me stories about you nung lumaki ka sa Las Vegas, nung lumaki ka sa rancho. Talagang ah ano, parang hindi ka naman ganyan before. Like parang
Talaga.
you would just ride yung four wheel
Yeah,
na
ATVs.
yung mga
And
ATV.
and that girl is still there. I mean, that girl is still there. I think the introversion did start because I grew up on a ranch, like you said. The population wasn't very
Mm.
high. Of course, we were the only Asians in the town, and then I grew up with two autistic siblings. So I learned how to be at peace with my own thoughts, not really crave for any social settings. But growing up, going back and forth from the ranch and the city, you learn how to appreciate human connections, and that's it's so important. It's tattooed onto my body, a tattoo that symbolizes human connection. But kailangan mo maging mapili. Because if you
Mm.
surround yourself with the right people that foster the right kind of qualities in you, edi you'll shine. And
Oo.
you'll Miss Universe, Philippines.
That's why, I mean, maganda rin siguro yun. You grew up, sabi mo nga, dun sa rancho. And isa kasi dun sa mga artista na kilala ko who do not crave for attention.
I don't,
Like
yeah.
parang, okay, parang pag nagsabi sa yung maganda ka, okay, thank you. 'Di ba?
I always trust the process kasi Sir Nelson. I mean, my two best friends are some of the biggest GMA stars, Max
Mm.
Collins and Rian Ramos. And I respect them so much, but I know they put in the work. And, recognition is not given, it's earned. And I
That is true.
recognize that for me for lack of a better term, compete or even reach that kind of caliber, I had to put in the work. Hindi siya chamba-chamba. I mean, of course,
Mm.
there will be people na makakachamba, parang loto. But
Mm.
so I
That
stopped.
night, of course, nandun si Max and of course, nandun si Rian.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
na nakita pa, gave an ugly cry. Talagang wala siyang pakialam kahit anong maging itsura niya. Halos lumuhod na siya talaga sa tuwa.
They saw how much it broke my heart not to win last year. And this year they witnessed how hard I worked to get the crown. As in, I live with Rian, but she never saw me. All she's like, what she would see is me awake when she gets up and already doing my makeup or just getting home from taping and then saying, "Oh, what are you doing today?" "Oh, I only have an hour and then I'm leaving." So they really saw the blood, sweat, and tears and the dedication that I put just to win this crown. And a lot of people are saying na, this, and this. But it's the people closest to me that really can attest to how passionate I was and how dedicated I was into achieving my goal.
Mhm.
Kaya
Pero
ayun, sobrang nakakatuwa. Ugly cry pa si Rian.
pero sabi mo nga yung sweat, blood, and tears na pinuhunan mo nung pinutong na siya yung corona, nung naisuot mo na yung corona, naisip mo ba, is it all worth it? O parang,
Yes. Sabi ko nga, totoo nga pala, like, when you give so much of yourself for a certain goal, and you're leaving it all on the stage, all on the table, once na tinawag na yung Makati City, napabagsak ako. Kitang-kita sa video, napabagsak ako talaga na parang, oh my God. Kasi it's like, was lifted, and then you just can't believe it. You can believe it, but also it's such an unbelievable feeling.
okay, Michelle, I'm going to read to you yung isa sa, I don't know kung nabasa mo na to, ipinost ito ni Pia words back, ano. Ang sinabi niya, yes, beautiful. I love how you stayed true to who you are and did not let pageant trends or cheaps dictate how you should be. It stood out perfectly. Please maintain that till Miss Universe. We want to see you, Michelle Dee. Don't let other cheaps dictate how you should represent yourself. As Esther advised me before, too many cheaps ruin the fun. And at this point, everyone will act like an expert, even strangers. It's you, Michelle, who's gonna be on that stage. And that's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Bring the Philippines with you, yes, but still be you.
It's
Ang ganda.
ganda, no? Queen P herself took the time to message me that, not privately, but for the whole universe to see. And it's so validating because, this is my third national pageant, actually my third pageant overall. And I feel like this season was the only chance that I really got to showcase myself in all of its confidence. I really broke a lot of pageant boundaries and stereotypes. I came out with short hair. I sported a black elegant gown by Mark Baumgartner. Of course, I wasn't doing your typical pageant poses. And it all paid off. And that's important because we are a huge pageant country and people will always act like experts. They'll always have their specific peg that they want to see. They'll compare me with what has worked in the past. But I'm not a sheep. I'm a shepherd.
That's right. That's right.
I want to set the example. I want to set the trends. And ultimately, we have to shine as our own woman. That's the best advice my mom gave me. It's to shine as my own woman, not to be the next Melanie Marquez, not to be the next international queen that has come before me, but really to be Michelle Dee. And that's what I wanted to showcase, and it really paid off.
Himayin ko lang yung
Yes.
tinweet ni Queen P, ano. Of course, yung first part, alam mo, sobra akong interested. Ano ba tong sinasabi niya na trends at saka mga cheaps ng pageant?
Well, syempre kasi yung ina-expect ng mga tao po, especially with the gown, for example, you expect shining, shimmering, extravagant. And that was a risk that Mark Baum had to take. He's such a visionary that I am the first beauty queen in a long time that he mused for a beauty pageant because he really didn't feel like the aesthetic of pageantry was aligned with his vision for his brand. And I didn't take no for an answer po talaga when he said he's done with pageantry. I was like, you know what? This is my plan for my journey this year. When he heard that, he was like, okay. And I gave him full creative reins. I just gave him my standard requirements, which was to free up my shoulders, right slit, and color black, because that is my color. And everything else he took.
Ano ba to? Wait, lucky color mo o talagang you just feel confident in black?
All of the above. I feel like black really is my lucky color. It has proven very successful for my character Freya, for my Miss Universe journey. And also I believe that black is the most inclusive color in the color spectrum as well. It's the inclusion of all colors.
Yes.
Black.
Second part to sa sinabi ni Pia, sino ba si Michelle? na magre-represent sa Pilipinas sa El Salvador next year?
Well, Michelle Dee is somebody who is very empowered. She is fierce. She has a strong personality. And no matter what happens, no matter every time I step on stage, I will be fully accountable for all of my actions. And I will always have pure intentions. I will always have a burning passion to make my country proud. And of course, to use the Miss Universe platform as a force for good, to really create positive change. That was my purpose since day one, since my first pageant. And that will continue to be my passion and my purpose going to El Salvador.
Alam mo, Michelle, this may sound a cliche, pero this may sound like I'm patronizing you. Pero lahat ng sinabi mo, yan ang pagkakakilala ko sa iyo eh.
Oh, thank you, Sir Nelson. Thank you.
Like, yung mga sinabi mong yan, na parang yung, I think the key is to be authentic, ano? Just be yourself. Na parang don't be anybody else. Don't be, kumbaga, yung binuo ng mga pageant experts para sumali sa ibang bansa. You know, I think magsha-shine ka pag pinakita mo yan eh.
Opo. Ultimately, kasi through your journey, especially when you're representing the Philippines, a lot of people will try to take credit for your success. And although there are people where you do have to give credit where credit is due because there is no I in team, when you go on stage, you have to feel so confident that no matter what goes wrong, and if meron man, if nadapa ka, if nagkamali ka, if you stutter, you just have to be accountable. Because like what Pia said, you're the one who's on stage and you're the one who's representing the Philippines because you're the one that is best representing what we embody as a country. So if you let other people sway you, then you're not being authentic. If you let other people sway your decisions, then you're not being empowered.
Ito bang pangatlong sali mo? You think ito na yung pinaka-authentic self mo talaga?
100%. 100% po talaga. Everything fell into place perfectly. Nothing rattled me. And even my trainers could see that she is so happy this year. Like, no matter what happens, like, she would be happy. And, you know, everything happens for a reason. It's either a lesson or a blessing. And I know that every hardship that I faced last year, leading up to the pageant, was for that moment.
Your reaction dun sa message pala ni Queen P?
Oh, my reaction. It's not the first time that Queen P and I had a conversation. We've known each other for years. And every time that I see her, she's always giving me words of wisdom that I really take to heart. She is my most, like, other than my mom, she would be the next most inspirational queen that she would be the next most inspirational queen in my books, because not only is she so down to earth, but she's so consistent. Everybody loves her for a reason, and that's because she's so selfless. And if anything, I'd love to become that kind of queen also. Of course, in her own words, my own queen with my own right. But I want to leave that kind of effect to my fellow Filipinos and everyone all over the universe as well, to just choose to be kind and confidently beautiful with a heart.
Michelle, you know, with your indulgence, of course, we are talking about yung supporters mo, pero syempre, hindi naman lahat supporters. Meron din syempre nung mga hindi susuporta dun sa pagkapanalo mo. What do you say to them?
Well, first, you can never please everyone. I mean, we don't live in a perfect world, sadly. And the division of the people, for lack of a better term, parang it's expected. It's very inevitable. Kasi you have fans coming in, they're supporting different bets. And when their bets don't win, they'll have a negative reaction. So for me, how does it affect me? It doesn't. I don't give anyone, especially those that don't know me, the right to affect who I am or who I believe I am, because I know I have the purest intentions carrying the crown and using this platform. But if anything, I really urge people to choose to be kind, to spread love, because there's just too much hate around the world already. I mean, although it doesn't affect me, those kinds of habits can affect other people. And there are too many people suffering from mental health. There are too many people that are going through cyberbullying. And sana naman we don't contribute to that. Because again, it doesn't affect me, but it can affect other people as well. Kasi I'm seeing them not just spread hate towards me, but anyone who's supporting me, inaaway na rin nila na parang, do they not have the right to congratulate me or whatnot? So
True.
they're more
And some of
mindful.
them, ang nakakalungkot, some of them are personalities talaga. Some of
Yeah.
them, may mga pangalan talaga. And I'm sure nakarating naman sa'yo. How do you
Actually,
feel
no,
about
hindi ko
that?
pinapansin eh. Hindi ko pinapansin. Actually, people try to comfort me and I'm like, I'm an unbothered queen. I know I deserved it. I know I put in the work. So nothing can really persuade me otherwise. Pero yun nga lang, if anything, I have always been very vocal about anti-cyberbullying, anti-hate speech. I tell off my fans when I see things like that. So I lead
Even
by
yung fans mo.
Yes,
Even
I
yung
mean,
fans mo.
because sometimes
Sinasabihan mo rin.
fans get really affected, and because I'm part of the GCs, some of them, or the bigger ones, I'm part of it, and a lot of them like rant about this and this. So I remind them on occasion, hey, I just want to remind all of you that you all are a reflection of me also, because you
Yes.
are a reflection of the kind of person you support. I don't tolerate this. Please restraint or show some restraint. And now it's come to the point where they remind their fellow supporters also, hindi ganyan si Queen Michelle, hindi ganyan si MMD, di nyo gusto yan. So I'm always just reminding them to choose love, and hopefully other beauty queens can follow suit, because if anything, kami talaga yung makakapag-tame sa fans namin.
We'll talk about your signature walk na talagang, tama ba ako, homage mo ito dun sa walk ng mami mo sa Miss International?
I wouldn't say Miss International per se, but she was, every time she would be on the runway, makulit siya on stage, she would make an
Yes.
before she would come forward. And it was dedicated to her. It was for Mother's Day. Of course, we added a bit of my personality.
Oo, a little bit of Michelle.
I had to showcase myself here and there. But I wanted my mom to see as soon as I walk, I know exactly what she's doing. And I asked her that during Mother's Day. I was like, do you know where I got the inspiration from? She was like, me.
Ate, ano nga pala ang naging reaction niya dun sa signature? I think it's, you call it the S-walk, ano?
Well, my mom wouldn't change a thing. She thought my gown was beautiful. She thought the way I carried myself was beautiful. And she ultimately just expressed how proud she was of my performance. Yeah.
Wow. Knowing nga, I mean, kung number one fan mo ang mami mo, number one critic mo rin ang mami mo.
Yes, that's true. And this is the first time that she had nothing bad to say.
Oo, kasi sa Miss World, di ba, ang dami niya sinabi.
Marami siyang nasabi.
Pero this time, wala talaga.
Wala talaga.
Ay, wow. O talagang.
She saw a different glow in me and different aura, which she was really proud of.
Okay. Since pag-usapan natin yung mami mo, no? Kamustahin natin yung mami mo? Kasi parang in the past, kakaunting beses lang natin nakikita ang mami mo.
Yes. So my mom, she just arrived from the States. She's recovering from that accident that I mentioned months ago. I didn't know if she could watch, but she knows she was my lucky charm. Siya yung wala last year. And then the results was that I won first runner-up. So she really gave it her all to watch physically in MOA Arena. And
I'm sure that's a big thing for you na makapanood siya.
It wasn't. She was wearing red to make sure that kitang-kita ko siya.
Why? Kasi humuhugot ka ba ng confidence sa kanya that night?
Yes, of course. My mom is one of the reasons why I am doing what I'm doing. She has been one of my biggest inspirations. If anything, she was the one that taught me how to be charitable at such a young age. Her and my grandmother, actually. And just to see my family complete, just to see them in one section, like my friends, my team, my family, and seeing them so proud, I knew I was doing the right thing. So, in a sea of people supporting their own bets, at least I knew I had a safe space in MOA Arena that I could just look at.
Importante rin yun no? For me, as a person, ganun din ako, like parang, I'm always scared about public speaking, pero I always have to have that person in the audience that I can look to And then parang yun yung safe space ko. Basta if I see that person smile, I'm doing the right thing.
And I can only hope that she felt that because, the whole Marquez legacy was started by her.
Mm-mm.
And then followed by my cousin, Winwin Marquez. And she could see the next legacy of the Marquez happening right in front of her eyes. And I just wanted to make her proud.
Since sumasagot ka na ng very queenly at very sabi ko nga very much like a beauty queen. I'll throw in some beauty queen questions. Tignan natin kung paano mo sasagutin ng mga to, 'di ba?
It took a lot of preparation to zone in on Q&A. Pero sige, sana naman hindi yan social issues.
Just be yourself. I know you will ace this. Pero syempre, gusto ko ring malaman yung kung ano yung sasabihin mo dito sa mga questions na to. This was asked in Miss Universe 1997. If there were no rules in your life for one day and you could be outrageous, what would you do?
Oh my gosh. If I could break any rules or do whatever I want, I would travel straight. I would not show up to work and I would travel straight to my family in Utah if they were all there and spend time with them, because for me, time is the only resource that you can ever buy, take back, or stop. And I've lost so much time just working on my career that if I could cut back on work, takas muna tayo, and just spend time with the people that have been with me since I was young, then I would choose to do that in a heartbeat.
Namimiss mo talaga, no?
Ano naman, they're my cornerstone. But syempre, may mga pangarap tayo na kailangan natin panindigan.
Yun nga eh. Galing. Ang galing, spoken like a true. You made me proud, girl.
Thank you.
Ang galing. May isa pa. Wait lang
Ichichika ko lang that, Q&A is the aspect of my competition that I worked on the hardest. And day in and day out, I would be on the phone with my Q&A team, Mama Elmo, Mama Roger, Nino, and Jules. Come Coronation Day, hindi ako mapakali. Even though they were like, you're confident, you're ready. My closed door interview is a slam dunk. I was like, I need to train more. So from 4 a.m. up until natapos yung makeup ko, they were in my ear, AirPods, just throwing questions at me, and I was answering questions all day in between rehearsals.
No way. Talaga?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that my head was in the right space coming into the competition. Siyempre, may last minute preparations lagi. Uy, huwag mo nang hirapan.
Hindi. I'm sure natanong na rin to sa'yo. Kasi this was asked in Miss Universe 2008. Which have it easier in life? Men or women?
Well, I don't believe in invalidating anybody else's experiences, but we do live in a world where women inequality is still prevalent. I believe if we just all choose to be kind and really work together to make an all-inclusive world, then we can truly create a universe that's worth living. And I think it's really important to just stay true to our core, really stay true to our purpose, because we all have different journeys. We all have unique journeys that are incomparable to one another, so we should just choose to be kind.
Grabe, laser target talaga. Eto pa, what is something that you have done that you will never do again? This was from Miss Universe 2012.
I've learned this the hard way, and that's to waste time. This is coming from experience that I didn't get to make the most out of the time of my grandmother when she was alive still. And I took that time for granted. Like I mentioned earlier, time is the only resource you can never take back. You can never stop, and you can never take away. Kaya I would really choose to use my time wisely and really make sure that no time is wasted, because I've learned it the hard way. But through those experiences, I've become a much stronger and wiser person that lives a life with no regret.
Grabe. Nakaka-proud ka talaga. Ito na lang. Papalampasin ko kasi last question ko na sa'yo. some people would say outdated na kasi yung sagot ni Sushmita Sen doon sa tanong na what is the essence of a woman. Ikaw ba, paano mo sasagutin yun?
Well, I think the true essence of a woman is her confidence. It's her confidence in herself, in the actions that she chooses to do, in the way she looks at life. Because when you're confident all throughout, then you will shine uniquely, transformatively, and you can achieve anything you set your mind to do.
Alam mo na, amazed ako on how you answer them. Grabe.
I mean, it was very important for us to always include heart in my answers. Really try and, in the 30 seconds that we're given, really try to show the whole world a little bit about what's really important to me and what is inside my heart. I really believe my most beautiful aspect of myself is my heart. And how do I want to be remembered? Somebody that has a good heart also.
May formula ba sa pagsagot ng mga ganon?
Well, just like every other aspect in the competition, tina-training yan. It's like muscle memory. Because if you gave me 10 minutes to answer one question, I can answer any question. I'm very opinionated. I'm very interested in current world events. But the trick is to answer it in 30 seconds and as powerful and as heartful as possible. So that's what you train for, is making sure na you answer it before the bell rings.
Sobrang laser focused ka na at saka yung sabi mo nga, yung muscle memory mo, talagang siguro yung muscle mo sa brain na talagang handang-handa na for El Salvador. I'll turn the tables around kasi meron kaming segment. Ito nakakatakot kasi nagtanong ako ng mga ganyang questions. I will turn the tables around for our segment called Ask Nelson.
Okay!
If there's anything that you would like to ask me, pero do not expect naman that I will answer it like a beauty queen, ha?
Alam mo, yung tinurn on mo kasi yung answering question ngayon tuloy, wala akong maisip na tanong. Okay. Ganito na lang, I have a good question. If you were on the beauty pageant stage and you were given the opportunity to choose any question of your choice, what question would it be? And remember, you are on the beauty pageant stage for your own purpose to achieve whatever you want to achieve. One chance to ask yourself one question of your choice.
That is a really tough one. Alam mo, 1 year na ang updated with Nelson Canlas, and I've had so many segments na Ask Nelson. Pero hindi ako nahihirapan. Ngayon lang. Ngayon lang. Sa totoo lang, kasi kasi madali kang sumagot eh. Pero pag ikaw na yung magtatanong sa sarili mo, mahirap yata yun eh. I think I would like, on a pageant stage, I'll be asking myself kung ano yung kaya kong i-contribute sa humanity. Ano ba ang kaya kong i-contribute para mapaangat ang buhay ng mga tao? Ano ba ang kaya kong i-contribute para maging selfless at mapabuti yung buhay ng iba nang wala kong iniintay na kapalit?
Oh, diba?
Pwede na ba ako? Pwede na ako sumali?
Pwede. You know, I don't think this is actually a pageant question. I don't think it's been asked in the history of pageant. It would be a really good question.
Last question ko. Michelle, ikaw na ba ang Miss Universe 2023?
Well, I am confident that I will give it my all and that I am the transformational leader that the Miss Universe is looking for. So yes, I am Miss Universe 2023.